So today, for whatever reason, this random memory of third grade popped into my head and it got me thinking way too much, so I wanted to share. So my third grade teacher, looking back, I think must have been dealing with a lot in her life. Like at the time, I definitely didn't know. I was like 8 years old. But looking back, I definitely think she was dealing with some outside issues, maybe some mental health issues. I remember she would be very weird, for lack of a better word, about what we were having for snack. Like we would eat our snack in class and we would bring like cheese doodles or cookies or gummy snacks or like whatever. And I remember every single day she would walk around the room to each of us. And if our snack was unhealthy, she would tell us about it. At 8 years old. I literally remember the one day my mom packed me those little, I think they're tasty cakes that have like, they're like chocolate cupcakes with a little icing on top. They were like my favorite. And she was like, I cannot believe you're eating those. They are so unhealthy for you. I was 8. And I remember going home and telling my mom about it and being like, she doesn't want me to bring unhealthy snacks anymore. Furthermore, I like hated peanut butter in third grade. I couldn't stand it, which is so weird because I love it now. But I remember the one day she put like half of her peanut butter sandwich on my desk and was like, that's what you're gonna eat. And I had to eat it. I didn't even like it. I remember, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I do think my mom called the school about it. And I think a bunch of other parents called too, because it did end up not happening anymore. But as I was thinking about this and remembering it so vividly after so many years, I mean, I'm 33 now, I thought, wow, had I been non-speaking, my mom would have had no clue what was going on. She would have had no idea that my food was being criticized every single day and upsetting me. She would have had no idea that I was being forced to eat food that I didn't want and didn't like. And yes, this was in the 90s, but wow. That's why it's so important for children like mine to establish communication so that they can advocate for themselves, so that they can communicate with us, because we don't want stuff like that happening. And I'm not accusing teachers of doing that now or anything like that, but it's just wild to me to think back on that and then think of it from what would happen today from my child's perspective. Like that's just absolutely bizarre. It's bizarre that it happened in the first place, but it's extra bizarre that like I have to be thankful that I was able to tell my mom, which is wild.